Hey, Chani Moniker, developmental audiologist here. That means I help you facilitate development and optimal learning. Let's address the pink elephant first. You may be wondering why a developmental audiologist is talking about parenting rather than hearing and listening, like most audiology channels. Great question. I'm on a mission to make the learning process easier. As someone who is trained to deal with the hearing impaired, I was taught to focus on listening as a communicative relationship between listener and speaker. Each one has their role and responsibility for successful communication. It occurred to me that education, at its core, is a communicative event with a speaker and a listener. In this situation, we want the educator to be the main speaker and the student the listener. I help improve the education process by doing assessments at the Hearing Kids Clinic to see how well the listener's physiological function, their body, serves them to listen. And I do parent and teacher trainings to help these educators be better speakers by providing an understanding of their audience, the individual student who is not understanding what the educator is trying to communicate. Let's imagine, if you will, that you were speaking to somebody who's British, but didn't know it because they adopted the American accent so well. The subtle language differences would make for some very interesting, unexpected outcomes, and you wouldn't know why or how you need to adjust without learning this person is really British, or Australian, or African, right? There are actually a lot of countries that learn English, but with subtle differences. And if we don't have the expected cues, we don't know how to fix the problem. Well, if you aren't getting the results you expect when educating your child, be it as a parent or a teacher, then something is getting lost in translation. My trainings are to help you recognize these cues, these red flags, so you know where to look and what to look for. So let's get started here by looking at what expectations you have and what knowledge and beliefs you have about parenting and child development. If your child has middle ear fluid issues, you will know. Your choices are, yes, they'll cry and or pull on their ears, or not necessarily, it may be painless, or only if it persists. There are so many fallacies surrounding quote-unquote ear infections that I ache for the children who suffer with all kinds of learning or developmental issues as a result. The basic would be the myth that it is an acceptable right of childhood, that you will know about it from your child's pain, and that it is harmless because it will clear up and hearing will be restored then. What are your beliefs about middle ear fluid? Share in the comments.